Tammuz is actually found in Ezekiel. Ezekiel, the name itself, is number 3168 in the Hebrew Concordance and 3168 in Greek. Gematria is Lord Jesus Christ. So it's in 814. Notice the name, number 814. Then he brought to me the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was towards the north, and behold, there was sitting, or sat women, weeping for Tammuz. Now, the 36524.24 pyramid base, 100 solar years, was reduced by the pyramid displacement of 286.1, which means male espousal. The 3623 is female, and then we got the 814, and that is the only verse in the Bible with the word Tammuz. The pyramid itself is facing north. The entrance is 286.1 pyramid inches eastward off centre. Originally, when these women would have been around the pyramid, it was polished white, pure white. It was the most beautiful sight. Most beautiful building ever built. Perfection in numbers. So here it is towards the north. They are saying that the sacred crosses were destroyed. So at the winter solstice, the slain god was reborn 40 days after the birth of the god. You see the 40 number coming into play again. 40 days in the wilderness, etc. The goddess would have reappeared in public in a rite of purification. The pagans celebrated his birth at the winter solstice, or January the 5th. January the 5th is in actual fact the distance to the sun is the closest. But because the northern hemisphere points away with the tilt of the axis at 23.23 degrees at that time, it doesn't burn up the northern hemisphere. Now, looking at what happened in time, Pope Gregory altered time by actually adding 10 days. Here, they're getting it wrong. They're saying Pope Gregory cut 10 days from the calendar to adjust the calendar to the equinoxes. This God's birthday is now celebrated on December the 25th. So they're saying January the 1st, and they've cut 10 days of it, and somehow they come up with the 25th. So now we see that Asherah, Venus, Hillel, Satan has been included. You see how they're slowly manipulating it. This is what the rabbis do. As I said, it's the wrong way around. They actually added 10 days on October the 4th, making the next day the 15th in 1582. The sunlight for Rome at that date was 666 minutes from sunrise to sunset. So now we're getting into the devil. So we've got Venus, Ishtar, Satan, Lucifer, Hillel. Now it's the devil. Now the devil was invented by the Romans, and of course it means a legion. So we go to the Dante's Inferno, and that's another abomination that should be burnt, and that's caused millions of deaths when the church took over entirely all of Europe. So all these demonic scholars have no idea what they're talking about, but they are all conspiring together to get a condemnation of Asherah, and she is indeed the consort of Yahweh. Today she is Janelle. So as far as Lucifer is concerned, I married her when I was 1162.6 weeks old. And that's what it's all about. Today, back in 97, I met Mary Magdalene. She is 11.626 days younger than I, and my eldest daughter and her youngest daughter are 11.626 years apart. So we now have then the light bearer, shining one, This is getting towards the Illuminati, son of the morning, king of Babylon and Satan, Hillel, describing the king of Babylon. So they're sneaking up on you. In fact, the brightest star is Sirius. Sirius A is 8.6 light years away and is a white main sequence star. The apparent magnitude is 1.4. It's quite bright. Now the number 86 is Hell. That's what it looks like through a Hubble telescope. It has a white dwarf companion, Sirius B. Now the NIV has gone a little bit further and they've replaced it entirely with the morning star, which is Venus. Now you have no concordance numbers in the NIV, so they can say what they like and you can't argue with it. Now the date of the cross was April 3rd, 33 AD, so it's the third day after the third month after the 33rd year. And Jupiter is 88,800 miles wide, made of hydrogen. And of course Jesus is 888. And the value of Matthew 1:23 is 8880. That's where it's saying God with us prophecy. Emmanuel has come to the earth. Emmanuel means God with us. Now, as Jesus, I tricked the Babylonian bastards into sending me to the cross. This set the world up for the defeat of Lucifer. So here we have then 843 from 846, condemned of self. Jupiter, 8:43 minutes. Now we compare the NIV. Past tense. How you have fallen from heaven, O morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nations. KJV. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? One is now, one is past tense. So when demonic forces, I like that word, demonic forces, dominate the earth,